Hello, and welcome to Module 6. In the previous module, we learned about how behaviorists were only interested in the study of observable behavior, and that they weren't that interested in what was going on in the brain or inside the organism. And it was called black box psychology because we couldn't see what was in the black box and didn't care what was in there. In this module, we're going to open up the black box and look at what people who call themselves cognitive psychologists do for a living. Cognitive psychologists, to put it a little too simply, study the way we think, the way we process information, the way we store things in memory. And in the 1970s, as behaviorism was starting to wane, something called the cognitive revolution occurred. And now a cognitive approach to studying psychology permeated all of the different areas. Developmental psychologists, social psychologists, as well as cognitive psychologists started to become very interested in how our thought processes influence everything else that happens. So in this module, we're going to follow how sensory information travels through our information processing system, how it's captured by sensory memory, how we process it in our short-term memory before storing it permanently in long-term memory. We're also going to study some of the basic processes like attention, pattern recognition, perception, memory retrieval, all of the things that happen as we're working with information as it travels through the system. I'll be relying primarily on something that's called the information processing model of memory. This is the dominant way of thinking about memory in the field of cognitive psychology. It's the one that your textbook uses to organize its presentation of this material. So that's the path that I'm going to follow as I talk about this. But just to show you that researchers do have different points of view on how memory works, I will be presenting an alternative to this, something called the depths of processing approach, sometimes called the levels of processing approach to memory. Because there are differences of opinion in the scientific community about exactly how memory works. Also in this module, there will be a lab component, so make sure you read everything you need to read to do that. And there are more than the usual number of interesting videos, things that I think you'll really enjoy. Some of them I'm going to ask you to look at because I think it's essential, but some of them are there just for fun, so pay attention to the videos in this module as well. So once again, welcome to Module 6, and I hope you enjoy exploring the world of cognitive psychology.